Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stephen Harless, owner of the Cleveland Browns. This is the Dog Pound podcast number 2 on the eve of Thanksgiving, and got the rest of the holidays coming up. Want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow. Enjoy it. Don't get on a video game. Spend time with your family. You don't get very too many opportunities to do that, so cherish it. And I don't want to see anybody on that PlayStation tomorrow. You need to be with your family. But anyway, week 9 of the XFL, lots of controversy this morning. We had some players that put in a petition to do a fantasy draft and a reboot after this season, the whole season, reset it, start out with new teams, vice versa. Got pretty heated, disagreed with the whole thing, but we was able to get it worked out. Didn't have to draw no blood or anything like that. My big arguments over it was the salary cap penalty, and I don't want to mean to beat a dead horse, but I want to get on here live. You can hear my voice. Instead of just trying to type all this out, typos and stuff, it confusing. But the main reason is salary cap penalty. I went into this season $30 million in salary cap penalties. So that means I got like $95 million to field my whole team. I'd have done good, I think. I got 0 going into the next year. I'm going to have a full salary cap. But I'm paying for it this season dearly. I only got 4 wide receivers because I can't afford to sign nobody. I have no more money. If I take a hit injury-wise, I'm hurting real bad. That injury hurts me more than it hurts a lot of people around the league because some of them got 55 players. I don't. I got less than 50. I got my 4th wide receiver, who is in the game a lot, and probably gets 75% of the snaps, is an overall 63. He cost me a game with Spencer Reed earlier tonight. Of an overall 63. He's fumbled probably 3 or 4 times, but he's been open, so you got to throw him the ball. If he's open, you got to throw him the ball. You just can't sit there and say you can't throw that guy and take a sack. So you got to trust him, and he just hasn't come through this season. He's fumbled, I think, 3 or 4 times, turned the ball over, dropped numerous balls. I think he dropped one in the end zone against Spencer tonight, too, and I wasn't able to punch that one in right before the half, but he was sitting in the end zone wide open and dropped it. I got a fullback. The only fullback I was able to get, I had to draft him. He's an overall 55. I got a depleted offensive line. I got a pretty good starting offensive line, but my depth is horrible. But, I'm getting through this season. I'm 2 losses. I think I'm going to the playoffs. And I'm looking for the next season, and that was going to get taken away from me. My management this season, Spencer Reed had nice management this season. He's under cap big time and was going to get taken away because people wanted a reboot, wanted a fantasy draft, and I believe it was for the wrong reason. Some of it, I don't want to point fingers, but some people voted, was selfish in their vote, was not thinking about the league, was thinking about the salary cap. But, it's over with. The 2015 penalties, and here's how bad it is. This is not even this year's penalty. This is going to the next year already. How bad you're going to be hurting. The Ravens have a $26.5 million cap penalty. And then the season's not even over. That's going in the next year. That's 2015 now, not 2014. We're in 2014. We've already received those penalties. 2015, they hadn't even implemented these penalties yet. They're still up and rising. So, $26.5 million for the Ravens, $8.8 million for the Redskins, $17.5 for the Panthers, who's already depleted roster. The Packers have 0, the Browns have 0, the Broncos have 0, and the Bengals have $200K, and the Cowboys have 0. So, I didn't want that to get taken away from people that, with good management. I came into a bad situation, and I'm making it good situation step by step. It's lost me 2 games, to be honest with you, and I'll go over that when I go over the stats. of being a depleted team with a poor salary cap, and the legacy. If you ever look at the legacy, that's an interesting thing. It keeps up with awards and Super Bowls and Pro Bowlers and stuff like that, and you get points for legacy. And you can be up there with Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, at some point. And if we reset that, we start all over there. Everyone's legacy that they're building. I have 0 right now because I left and came back, and that's my own fault. But some people's already got legacy points, and why get rid of that? That's something to be proud of. It's something to go over and look past it, your past rewards and your past championships. Just an interesting thing. But we ironed that out. It's not going to be a reboot, and everybody's on the same page now. And this season, it's a great season. It's a barn burner. A lot of good teams. It's going to come down to a really good playoff. But moving on, we had a couple user games this week. The first game was the Ravens versus the Bengals. Rookie Spencer Reed versus the 2-year veteran Brandon Harvey, who has struggled versus users. I don't think he's knocked anybody off yet, but I heard he played his ass off this game, and I'm proud of you, Brandon. You're growing up as a user. Cam Newton had 427 yards and 6 touchdowns, and those stats might be amazing, but what I'm more proud of him about is no interceptions. That's been his Achilles heel for 2 seasons now. He didn't turn the ball over, not once. Andy Dalton had 374 yards, 2 touchdowns. Consistent Spencer Reed as always. C.J. Spiller had 22 carries and 164 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just tons of offense, no defense. C.J. Spiller had 5 attempts on kickoff returns and had 198 yards and a touchdown, and he brought one back 109 yards. That's 1 yard shy of the NFL record. But Spencer Reed keeps the streak going. He keeps winning, and there's really nothing I can say about it. But great job, Brandon. You're closer user game so far, and I'm real proud of you. You're growing up as a user. Keep it up. Keep playing smart. I heard you went for some 2-point conversions there. It's your game, and that might have won it for you if you pulled it out. But it very well could have been the deciding factor. But still, a great job. Your closest game, and Spencer was undefeated, and you took him down to the wire. Anyway, moving on to Cleveland versus Cincy tonight. He got me the first time, and he got me this time. Beat me 38-35. I cannot catch a break against Spencer Reed. My low overall players were killing me. Once again, I had 2 fumbles by that 66 overall wide receiver. Nothing I can help. Once again, I did not punt. I had 200 more total yards than him. But, Spencer, and I had 3 drop picks. But, he's getting all the breaks, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's football. That's how the ball bounces sometimes. 281 yards, 2 touchdowns for Andy Dalton. Price McCaskill dazzled again, 269 yards, 1 touchdown. I did throw a pick there late at the game when I was down 10. I was sort of grasping for straws there. Threw one of my own, but it really didn't affect the outcome of the game. But he dazzled again. He had over 100 yards rushing. So did Littlehead. He had over 100 yards. But like I said, I outgained him by 200. Spencer's he's gotten every break in both of these games, and they've been pretty much even. I did drop 3 picks that he did throw 3 aired balls, which he really usually don't. And my guys didn't come up with the play, and that's no knock on Spencer. That is just part of football, and I will see him in the playoffs, I do believe. I might have to play David Melton in the second round if I get that far, but I guess time will tell. I'm calling up Spencer Reed right now on the phone. Going to ask him some questions, but he played a great game. He always plays mistake-free football, and kudos to him. But moving on, I got Spencer Reed on the line, the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. Spencer, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
All right, I'm sitting here on the Dog Pound podcast, episode 2. You've played 2 user games this week alone, 3 total. You're right up there with me on hardest schedule, being a rookie and all, and you're still undefeated, which is great. How how's it feel to be a rookie and coming into this league and knock me off, the former champ, twice? It's never been done before. I've never been beat by anybody in the league right now, and specifically, I've never been beat twice in a row. How's that feel to be the rookie coming in and knocking me off twice?
It feels good. I'm staying humble. Excuse me. I'm staying humble to my game, however, because I do realize that you are by far the most underrated team right now, having no picks, no money, no nothing. It does feel good, however, you beat 3 user teams while most of the others are rolling by like the Redskins with no user teams until the playoffs.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Now, Marcus, he's earned his keep in the league, but he does have an easy schedule this year, and he did get upset by James Mann, who I think is a lower-rated player last year in the playoffs, and he did talk a lot of smack. But Marcus can hold his own, but he's not going to be tested till the playoffs, and, it's a different game when you play a user, and I don't know if he's going to be ready as far as, playing 16 computer games and having to go in the playoffs and go against the user. But anyway, moving on. With the division locked up, how do you plan on playing it? Staying sharp. You're not going to play another user other than Brandon Harvey, and then you got a string of computer games, and you got to bounce right into the playoffs with a week bye probably, and you're going to be against a user in probably 6 weeks without playing one. How you plan on staying sharp?
We just take a game at a time over here in Cincinnati. Nothing special. We plan for every Sunday or Monday, depending on when we're playing. And we play all full quarters. That's it. We don't overlook any teams. The teams we overlook, we know we'll end up losing to. So we try to just take it week by week.
And I hear that. It's going to be a tough playoff run. We have tons of talent in the AFC. We got Brandon Harvey, David Melton, who hasn't been user tested yet, but he's always been strong. I think he made it to the AFC Championship last year. In your game against Brandon Harvey, high scoring game, I think it was 51-48. What was your Achilles heel in that game? What seemed to be the problem? Him being able to drop 48 points on you, and he's been a weaker player in this league for 2 years, but he was able to drop 48 on the Cincinnati defense. What was he doing so well that gave you a problem?
I'm not taking anything away from Brandon Harvey, but for those that got to watch the game, such as his dad, Marcus, he noticed, and he pointed out to me also that I already knew my tackling was just awful. Guys were diving and weren't even touching the player. And then my linebackers were just awful. People would come across the middle, they'd be on them for a second, and then they're off. And then that guy's wide open. Cam Newton had a couple big runs to where he wasn't, I didn't have a spot on him. But once I got that corrected, was able to keep him in the pocket where we get a little bit more pressure on him. Slowed him down a little bit there right after halftime. After about halfway through the fourth quarter, he got to roll a little bit better. I went to a relaxed, conservative type play, being up 12 points, and he came back to within 3.
All right. Was you ever on the ropes in that game? All we can see is box scores. No one watched. All you can see box score and stats. Late in the game, was Brandon Harvey ever up on you, or did you have to come back, or did you have the lead the whole game and Brandon Harvey was the one making the surge at the end?
Based on my memory, I do believe I was up. I was either up or we were tied the entire game, unless he had possession first. Because I was up the entire game. He got possession first, and I stopped him on a 3-and-out, and then went down and scored. So I went up first and just maintained the lead or tie until the third quarter, and we were up a touchdown, a little over a touchdown, and as the final score shows, he came back to within 3 points.
All right, and then that's when you drove down the field and kicked the game-winning field goal there at the end, correct? I believe I ended it with the game. I didn't have to kick it
field goal.
Oh, okay. I was under the mistake that you actually was able to. So he actually had the last possession of the game, trying to go in for the touchdown for the win.
No, I had last possession. I just ran the clock out. We were down under a minute.
Oh, okay.
And, I just put the clock down to 0 and ended the game. Went home safe.
Oh, okay. So he pulled within 3, kicked off, and probably didn't have no
he went-
timeouts or whatever.
He went for an onside kick and
Oh, okay.
was unable to recover.
All right. Well, it's so actually, Father, it's more of a wasn't as close win as I thought it was, but it's still a great game by Brandon Harvey because he's struggled the last 2 years and he's got blown out by user after user. But it looks like he's growing up as a user. He's only a 16-year-old kid. But anyway, moving on. Do you think the streak will continue, or will you be satisfied on just making the playoffs as a rookie? Well, I mean, what is your goal? Do you really think you can compete in the Super Bowl, or are you going to be satisfied with a playoff appearance in your first year?
As far as the streak continuing, I'm not going to make a definite answer of it will continue because anything can happen. I mean, it's any
Correct.
given Sunday. It's been my philosophy since day one. I believe in it. Any team can win on any day. However, I do believe our team is strong enough to run the Super Bowl, if not win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking at your team. You've got you've been dealt some good players. There's a lot of teams before you got in there that's been trade raped, and I think Cincinnati's been left alone. I'm surprised it was so in order as it was when you got them, because usually there was a lot of trading last year, and I don't think Cincinnati was a part of it. But anyway, Spencer, we're gonna move on to the rankings, and I appreciate the time, man, and we'll have you back on the show hopefully in a couple weeks now.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, buddy, you too. Anyway, that was Spencer Reed, owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. Great guy, great owner. It's a great new asset to the XFL, and he's winning. I'm still not a full believer that he's going all the way to the Super Bowl, because I mean he's played me great, probably played me better than anybody in the XFL's played me. But I've got the damn short end of the stick every time I've played him, and. Will it happen in the playoffs? I don't know. If it does happen in the playoffs, I'll probably have less hair than I do now, because those fumbles drive me nuts. It's nothing I can control. But I'm not stopping him either. I had 3 drop picks, but I've thrown picks before that was dropped too. So it goes both ways. It racks my brain how I can outgain him 200 yards and not punt and still lose. But, he's got the W and I don't. And until I beat him, he's going to be the favorite in the division right now, him and David Melton. But we are moving on to the Dog Pound rankings. I have an apologies to make. I didn't rank the Redskins last week, and that was part of me being biased. I do have the number 1 show in the XFL, and if I'm going to continue that, I need to stop being biased. Me and Marcus Taylor, we're 2 competitors, and sometimes we say stuff to irritate each other. And I hold grudges, and he holds grudges, and that's not the adult thing to do. And I didn't rank him last week because I think I got beat, and hell, I was mad. And I was mad that he didn't play a user all season, but it's not his fault. But I held it against him, and I apologize about that. And if I want this show to be legit, I got to do legit things, be a man, and apologize. I should have ranked him. It wasn't fair. It wasn't the right thing to do. And anyway, enough said about that. Dog Pound rankings coming up. Broncos. I got them number 1. I got them jumping Cincy. Just for the simple fact, I'm not, like I said, I'm not fully sold on Cincy yet. Yeah, they beat me twice, but let's not forget I am the Browns. I am the Cleveland Browns. My offense is overall 80. I think my defense is overall 80. Not a very good ball team. I'm trying to do what I can with them. But I'm not fully sold on Spencer yet, but he is. He's getting the W's, and Well, before I'm fully sold, we'll have to see what he does on a playoff run. Just, he's a rookie. Still got everything in the world to prove, but I do have him number 2. He's played 3 user games, and he's 3-0 on user games as a rookie. So you can't take that away from him. A win's a win. Number 3, I got the Redskins. He don't play any user this season, but he's blowing people out. But he did lose Ray Rice 8 weeks to broken collarbone. Can he continue on his run? Dominance? Can he continue to blow? I think he'll keep winning. But is he going to keep blowing people out with Ray Rice? I don't know. Time will tell. Number 4, I got the Cleveland Browns, who's a good team but very young. I'm excited to see them next year. I'm not looking past this year. I still think I can make a run, but I'm excited what I could do with that salary cap. And those 2 rookies I have are amazing. Spencer Reed will attest to Price McCaskill. He is damn hard to get a hold of. It's not that he's fast. He's just so damn shifty. I mean, you can't get a hold of him. He can cut left and right, and he's shifty as all get out. Got the Ravens number 5, playing the damn Bengals so close. I think he's growing up as a user. Congrats to Brandon Harvey, number 5 ranking. I've got him jumping the Panthers. Bad salary cap, a lot to prove. Better record than the Ravens, but he hadn't played a user yet, and he's got a lot to prove. Can he can beat computer teams, but can he put that Panthers team up against a user and come out on top? I don't know. I don't think we'll see that till week 17. But number 7, I got the Packers. Hasn't played a user. It's lost to the computer and not winning by a lot. They blow some teams out, and they don't blow the other computer teams out. So, he's unproven till week 17. But anyway, this is the Dog Pound. And that's all I got for this week. Episode 2, week 9 of the season. Be going into week 10 after Thanksgiving holidays, so everybody eat a lot of turkey. Stay off the PlayStation. Spend time with your family. And don't worry about this league. It'll be there when you come back.